Hi guys, and welcome to another Ace Tanker in the SU-152. So it's an SU-152 Ace Tanker redo. And why am I bringing you this game? Well, it was a good game, it was a good result, but recently, as I say, I brought you the SU-152 Ace Tanker, first Ace Tanker in the tank since rebuying it, and the first Ace Tanker I've put up on the channel. Now, I always put the first Ace Tanker in any tank up on the channel. It was a mission I set myself a long time ago, which was to get an Ace Tanker in every single tank in the game, and it's going quite well. Apparently I'm rank 66 out of 500,000 World of Tanks players with regards to Ace Tankers, so I'm just going to keep going. But the downside of putting up an Ace Tanker in every single tank is I'll always put up the first Ace Tanker in the tank, and it may not be a good game. It may be a very poor game. It might be surprising. I might make mistakes. I might not play the tank particularly well. And of course I usually get comments saying you made a mistake here, or you should have done this, or you're playing the tank wrong, or but really it doesn't matter because I don't have a very big ego. I'm not going to just bring you the monster games. If it's the first Ace Tanker, it's going to go up on the channel no matter how good or how bad it is. But it doesn't mean I don't play the tank well, or it doesn't mean I don't have better games. This is a game here on Hidden Village, and it's a tier 7 game, very tier 7 game. Some tier 6s, but most of the tanks on both sides are tier 7. And yeah, this was an Ace Tanker picked up in the SU-152 shortly after the first Ace Tanker, but I didn't post this game as the first Ace Tanker because it wasn't the first Ace Tanker. First Ace Tanker is always going to go up on the channel. But I'm moving over to the village. There's a lot of medium tanks, a lot of light tanks on the enemy team, so I figured the village is the best place for me. However, I don't realize that the only other tank coming over here to support me is a T-34. So initially I'm going up to try and get shots at whatever the chaffy spots in the middle. And anytime about now, I suddenly realize, oh, hang on, I'm on my own over here. I've got to go help that T-34. Now, I do have a SU-152 supporting me from spawn, but I've got to go back, got to support this T-34. The other thing I'm very aware of in this game is that there's no arty, so I don't have to worry about, you know, staying in cover. I can be a little bit more aggressive, I can sit out in the open and not have to worry about arty. There was a period, I don't know whether it was, I think it was when 9.7 first released, there was a problem with arty matchmaking. A lot of games had absolutely no arty in them, and it was a glorious time. But moved up, and unfortunate not to get a one-hit kill on the VK, but I do set him on fire. And as you can see, I'm a tier 7, but T-34 tier 5 pens me. So the armor is not fantastic, but it's okay on an SU-152 if you're top tier. So I know that there are at least 4 enemy tanks. No, scratch that. I know there are 3 enemy tanks in the village ahead of us. And yeah, I'm not closing the distance, I'm not moving in. I'm keeping my distance because if these tanks can get to my side and rear, then it's going to be bad for me. The other downside is I'm firing HE, and that means that I can't shoot through obstacles, can't shoot through buildings. So I've got to be very careful of my shots here. Now my T-34 ally has gone down, and the enemy tanks are starting to move up. Now a chaffy has appeared, so there are still 4 tanks in front of me. And I'm trying to find outlines, trying to get shots. T-20 moves forward, very unlucky to hit his tracks. And now I'm in a little bit of trouble. I'm definitely in a little bit of trouble. But SU-152 takes him out, so that's fine, that's okay. Did have to turn my side, got hit by a VK, but now I can focus on the tanks in front of me again. So there's why I fire HE in the SU-152. One-hit kill on the Cromwell, using the wreck of the T-20 for cover, and as I say, with no arty, this is just glorious matchmaking. Now I didn't even realize the VK had a shot on me there, but he tracks me for 0 damage, that was nice, and I've got to wait for a shot. Have to wait for a shot. There's the VK down. And now it is just the chaffy, so 5 enemy tanks came to the village, only 1 remains. And I do have to say well played to our own chaffy who came to support me. He distracted enemy tanks prevented them from getting to my sides and rear. But I move up, I'm auto-aimed, I let the gun aim in fully. And we take out the Chaffee for kill number 4. So it's still kind of a 50-50 game. Score is 7-7. Tanza has decided to relocate, go into the middle. Ram is holding the north of the map, or the south of the map, looking at it from this point of view. But Tanza's in trouble. He's run into an enemy SU-152. He's run into a PZ SFL-4C. Don't really want to risk a shot. I'm firing HE, but protecting Tanza's butt, and we take out the PZ SFL. Lots of TDs left on the enemy team, and Tanza's managed to get to the rear of the SU-152. I'm almost reloaded, but Tanza's rate of fire means he's able to take out the enemy SU. So pretty productive game so far. We're on 3,200 damage. We're on 5 kills. And as I say, this is a much better example of an ace tanker and an SU-152. Shows off the tank a little bit better than maybe the ace tanker I posted. But because the ace tanker I posted was the first ace tanker, it had to go up on the channel. So still 5 tanks left on the enemy team. Now, while the SU-152 is fairly mobile for a tank destroyer, it's not particularly quick. It's okay, but even though there are 5 tanks left on the enemy team, unfortunately I'm going to miss out on some kills and some damage because I'm having to relocate across the map. There goes one Jagdpanther. Ram takes out an IS at the same time as the IS takes out him. So 2 of the tanks. Jackson takes out another IS. So there were 5 enemy tanks up here. Now there are only 2 left, and I'm still not in the position to get hits. And I'm also firing HE exclusively. As I said in the first ace tanker, I very rarely fire anything but HE in this tank. So moving up, I notice this Jagdpanther is pushing our VK, but he's on 228 health. This is going to be a little bit greedy from me, because that guy's on 228, and I suddenly realize this guy's on 500. So I'm going for the kill, but I'm also going for more HP damage. So I decide to swing around to focus on the guy with more health. That VK is on a lot of health, so he's okay. So we'll focus on this guy. And unfortunately the Stutter gets a shot in, and I end up just doing 27 hit points. But I do get the kill. So that's my top gun. The VK has been pushed hard by the Panther. Panther takes him out, but I'm almost reloaded. Auto aim again. And I'm just going to advance up this hill and side of a Jagdpanther. There we go. Kill number 7. So why couldn't this have been the first ace tanker in the SU-152 since rebuying it? Well, that's just Murphy's Law and Sod's Law. And why didn't I upload this game instead of the SU-152 game a couple of weeks ago? Because the game a couple of weeks ago was not a very good game. I was very surprised it was an ace tanker. I said that at the time, but I uploaded that game and not this one. Why didn't I upload this game? Because this game shows off the SU-152 a lot better. It was a lot more exciting, a lot more damage, and a lot more kills. But the truth is, I picked up a lot of subscribers since Christmas, and a lot of the new subscribers, it's awesome. I want to thank you for subscribing again. But a lot of the new subscribers may not be aware of my personal project. My personal project is to get an ace tanker in every single tank in the game. And the first ace tanker, no matter how good or how bad the game is always going to go up on the channel. So I get a lot of messages saying I could have done this, or I could have done that, or I made mistakes, or I got lucky, or I should have been in this position in that particular tank. And I will agree, yes, in that particular first ace tanker game, things may not have gone to plan. But because it was a first ace tanker, it gets uploaded to the channel. I have bigger games, I have better games in tanks, but I don't upload them. I have other ace tankers, but I don't upload them because they're not the first one. And the first one will always get uploaded to the channel. So this is a perfect example. I liked this game. 3.5k damage, 7 kills, almost 1500 XP. 10 shots fired, 10 hits for a very inaccurate derp gun. Really happy with that. I spotted 4, damaged 8, destroyed 7 to 307 assistance damage, and picked up 46,000 credits. 2023 or 2,236 XP on a ×5 event left me on 11,180 XP. It was a much better game, but it wasn't my first Ace Tanker, and that's just how the channel works. First Ace Tanker will always get uploaded to the channel. So I do appreciate the feedback. I do appreciate the messages saying that, giving me advice on how to play a tank better. But at the moment, I'm ranked 66 out of 500,000 players with regards to the number of Ace Tankers earned. And I'm just going to keep going. I'm going to keep going, keep trying to get Ace Tankers, keep uploading the first game to the channel no matter how good or how bad it is. And I just want you guys to remember that it's only going to be the first Ace Tanker. I do play tanks better. On occasion, I can also play tanks worse than those Ace Tanker games, but it's the first one that's always going to be up on the channel. So a better example in the SU-152, but it normally would not have been uploaded because it wasn't the first Ace Tanker. But anyhow, I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll see you next time.